Yap session, the book of Job has been completed, and I'm going to share some of the highlights with you guys. Did I feel absolutely clocked? Yes. Did I feel attacked? Yes. Did I feel like, I was called out? Very much so. This is completely unplanned, unorganized, so let's get into it. I think a lot of us try to put ourselves, like when reading the word, we try to put ourselves in the position of the main character. But Job will absolutely have you, like, looking at yourself in the mirror. Okay, but before we get into all of that, let me give a little summary of Job. So we see here that this book is a look at Job's crisis of loss and suffering, which leads him to deeper truth and faith. And we got to see how that played out. I'm gonna try my best to summarize the highlights, but let me just lay it down. Man has 8 children, and after their days of being heathens is done, after his kids would do what they do, he would literally stand in the gap for them, offering sacrifices for each of his 10 kids, because he was like, dang, maybe during their time of heathenizing, they could have accidentally cursed God. And that's our introduction to said mans. And we see that according to all the standards of his day, he had it all. Wealth, status, health, everything was up. Then came the time for him to be tested. We see Job lose everything. He lost all of his kids, and he lost all of his property, all of his cattle, everything was gone. And he was getting told this one after another, back to back. Here we can see Job's response that being naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Him saying that came along with tearing his clothes and putting ash on his head and sitting in grief. And I feel like this is a reminder for us, whoever has been told this lie that grief is sin, clearly it's not. And we see that misery can coexist with worship. Alright, now I'm going off the book. Pretty much after this, we get introduced to Job's 3 friends. Friends that I'll give this quote to. Who needs enemies with friends like these? They do one thing right, which was
I'm finding it.
Show the ministry of presence. Sat there 7 days and 7 nights with Job without saying anything, because they saw how great his grief was, right? And then they just all was like, you know what? Pay attention to what I'm saying, because it must have been something that you did. Imagine being tormented by your friend's theological 2 cents, telling you to repent because you've obviously deserved this chastening by God. But bringing it back around to what I had said earlier about us wanting to be the main character of what we read. Some of us are like Job's wife. Some of us are like Job's friends. So then literally for the rest of the book, we have Job fighting for his life with these people. Stay tuned for part 2.